See, communication is not just verbal. Communication is verbal, non-verbal, and the processes that you set in. So it's very important, because in my personal belief, I believe that 90% of the problems that happen anywhere, starting from home to organizations, they happen because of the communication gap. You wanted to say something, but the other person has understood differently, and then there is no way in which it can be clarified. So can, in the organization, does the leader or the organization culture is such where there is an open space, where if people feel bad about something, if people have a difference of opinion, or people have concern about something, so they feel free to raise it without any fear of reprimand or fear of any repercussion of that. So this environment, if it gets created, I think then you find that transparency, fairness, all these things start happening there, and they aid to transparency and fairness. Because in case anybody feels that any action taken or anything happening in the organization is not fair, they can always raise it, and once it is raised, it is addressed. So in the process, you find that the fairness, transparency, it keeps on increasing, enhancing, and this builds trust, not only between people, but trust with the system and trust with the management, and credibility of management goes up. So I think communication becomes a very important part. So how do you communicate that there is that here there is an area, here there is a space where you can feel free to share. If you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like laughing, laugh. What's wrong? Because it's something instinctive, you do it. But is there a concern around that? So nobody should, nobody should be looking at it that why did you cry and why did you laugh? Rather, people should try to find out as to why are you crying and why are you laughing. So is there something to share, and you feel like sharing? So if this environment can be created, I think that is the best. And an example in Tata Steel I can give is that we have a concept of working together, and working together is where we say that the workers and management both work together on any issues, and there is a strong belief that there is nothing which can't be solved, nothing which can't be resolved, and hence this has been communicated enough number of times. It has also been put in the form of a structure which we call as joint departmental councils. So this platform is such where, starting from the grassroots level, where there is anything pertaining to production, quality, safety, health, amenities, welfare, anything to do with that department, it's all handled by this committee, which has equal representation from management and workers, and the chairmanship of this is rotated. Once it is with the workers, once it is with the management, and anything and everything around this they can share, they can raise, they can decide in terms of what needs to be done. So 95% of the issues get resolved there. It's only 5% of the issues which may have some repercussion on other departments, on other areas of the organization. They are put together, and since they have larger implication, the team itself feels that let's give it to the next level. And the next level is, for example, Joint Works Committee, where one of the VPs he chairs, and other VPs and other chiefs, they are members of it, and equal number of representation of the union is there. And there also the chairmanship rotates. 1 year it is the VP, and the other year it is the union either vice president or union secretary is there. And then there is another committee, which is the Apex committee, which is headed by the managing director or the president of the union. Again, it rotates with equal representation. So this 3-layer, it makes sure that any issue which pertains to all of us together can be resolved there itself, and hence the result is that for last 85 years there has been no industrial unrest in Tata Steel.